1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 big steps that make this huge Jeep Meridian. This Jeep Meridian has been inspired by the extremely good-looking and capable Jeep Cherokee. So 7 steps, 7 slats that is part of Jeep that makes the Meridian. So we're going to check out bit by bit, little by little, the features that could possibly excite someone who wants to buy the Meridian. You're watching the Motown India show and my name is Roy P Tharyan. So let me quickly take you around this Jeep Meridian and explain to you some of the features and its styling. Of course, it's got a very bold styling in front, the iconic Jeep badge here, and the equally iconic 7 slats that make a wonderful Jeep vehicle. And the front is of course very bold, the grills, everything is very limited, very stylish, and these little ridges here give it a very butch look. The front is a lot of chrome. Indians love chrome, a lot of flash that is. Each of these slats has a chrome surrounding. There's chrome here, there's chrome at the bottom, there's here. So lots of chrome in front makes it look very exciting. Before talking about the side profile, you also get to see this wonderful stretched out headlamps, LED of course, that too has got a lot of chrome around it. Like I explained in the beginning, 7 huge steps here, so that makes the Meridian a very long vehicle or a very lengthy vehicle. And as you move to the sides, you realize it's got these chunky R18 tires. These are well-designed alloy wheels. And as you move around, you see a lot of piano black finish along with chrome on the sides. You have a piano black finish on the ORVM. You have a Meridian badge on the side and body colored door handles. Again, a lot of piano black finish here, chrome on top. So the roof lining, the belt line has got a little bit of chrome. You've got a piano black finish and of course dull black plastic finish at the bottom, just around the wheel arches. The side profile definitely looks sporty and it also reflects the pronounced length of this vehicle. The rear of this vehicle has got a very serious look, a lot of chrome, Jeep badging. Then you have a shark fin antenna on top. You can see the roof rails from here and a lot of piano black finish on top, chrome at the center, chrome at the bottom, dull black finish at the bottom, and at the bottom you get to see some skid plate here, which I feel is a bit of plastic, which has got a metallic paint to it. So that makes up the rear of the vehicle. Quite a chunky and solid rear it has. So once you're inside the Meridian, you realize you are in a king-size cabin. So the seats are extremely plush, made of lovely material. It's got a perforated design to it. The side stitching, the Jeep badging, everything is so rich about it. And the center console is quite broad. In fact, the distance between the 2 seats here is ideal, so you don't really bump into each other. And you have an armrest to begin with, and it's extendable. It also doubles up as a storage like many of the armrests today. Talking about the front area, the dash, you have leather stitching here. There's a bit of leather here and a lot of piano black chrome, a very rich feeling to the dashboard. You have a decent size infotainment system here with a lot of buttons, which again have a piano black finish to it. A lot of switches with each one having a lot of functions. But what is really important is that I get a very sporty steering wheel. This can be adjusted for tilt as well as reach, but this is manual. The buttons on the right and left have a lot of functions. The ones on the left have all the functions to go and see the different settings on the instrument panel there, and the buttons on the right are for cruise control and settings related to that. But how do you control sound and channel change? There are buttons hidden just behind the steering wheel, and it is somewhere here that on either side you can control volume and you can change channels. So that makes up this very versatile steering wheel. Then you have the gear lever. Like all automatics, it has P, R, N and D, and of course if you were to slot it a bit to your left, you can manually change gears. Then of course you have an electric parking brake, you have USB slots here, a type C slot, a conventional USB slot. This vehicle also comes with dual AC controls, so you have temperatures setting for this part of the vehicle for the person sitting here, and I can set my own temperature at the driver level. Before you wonder where the AC vents are, well, they are very slim in nature but very effective. You got one on either side as well as a slim set in front. So these AC vents are very artistically designed, and yet I find them very effective. Of course, a very high point of this vehicle is this massive sunroof. And let's see how far back the sunroof goes. It is quite mammoth. Well, it stops here. It doesn't really go back like the way we saw in the Grand Vitara of Maruti Suzuki. There is this button here which is meant to open your tailgate. So one push of that and it opens up at the back, and once it's open you can close your tailgate too. The second row seats are also very spacious, very chunky, very well designed. You have aircon vents here, you can control the speed here. Then you have a USB slot there, the conventional one. Then you also at the bottom you have a 12V socket. As for storage, you can keep a lot of stuff in the inner door panel here, and of course at the rear of the front seat cover. And then of course you have an armrest for the rear passengers, especially if there are just two of them. Then you have two cup holders. For a vehicle that costs more than 30 lakh rupees, having a lap belt for the middle passenger in the second row is a bit of a shame. I'm sure vehicles which are far less expensive have a three-pointed belt and with adequate restraint. This is quite antiquated in today's age. Otherwise, good leg room, good headroom, and pretty comfortable seats in the second row. Two occupants or two passengers on either side get a headrest that can be adjusted, and for the person in the middle you get a little hump which is a fixed headrest, which really is meaningless in today's world of safety. Let's see how easy it is to get into the third row, especially for an adult. Kids can always easily hop in, but it's people who are a little above 40 years of age who find it a little difficult to get into the third row, if at all. If you notice, the second row seats are 60-40 split, and both of them have identical features. Both can be brought in and tilted like that. And if you see, that's the kind of space for ingress and egress. Now that is quite remarkable for any vehicle. Now even someone who's as bulky as me can get in. There you go. Now I'm in the third row here, and I can experience it for myself that this is just not meant for an adult. These are for children. Anybody who is a little above 5 feet is going to find it very difficult to sit, and those with long legs will find it extremely difficult to sit here in this third row. First and foremost, the floor here is so high that you tend to sit with your legs folded like that, and this is a very uncomfortable position. It's like you're squatting for some army training or something like that. So all along you'll have to sit like this. Even if you were to flip the seat like that, there are clear warnings out there and a sticker which says please don't put your foot in front in case this were to slip down. The front seat, it could be either this or this, which can be flipped over like that, cannot be locked in that position, unfortunately. If it could be locked, one could stretch one's leg or put it up like that. But the warning clearly states that please don't try that in a moving car, because in case it falls back, your feet can get squashed. So you are supposed to sit like this all through the journey, which I'm sure you'll understand is going to be very, very, very uncomfortable. So thumbs down for the third row seats. And what does one get at the back? The seats per se can be adjusted for the backrest, so you can be like that. So little kids want to sit up like this, they can, or you can recline it completely and sit back and enjoy a journey if you're a very short person or if you're a kid. And what does the person get here? So the two people sitting at the back get their own air vents, and of course you can control the air speed too. There are 3 levels here. You have individual seat belts and you've got some little storage space. But when kids are sitting at the back these days, everybody's playing on their mobile or some gadgets. There are no charging points here. There are no USB slots. So that can be a grave concern for the kids seated at the back. All 4 seats can be flattened out, and you can have different permutation and combination depending on the number of people, depending on the luggage that you want to carry. This huge vehicle is powered by a 2-liter turbocharged diesel engine, and it has 2 options of either a 6-speed manual transmission or a 9-speed automatic transmission. We are driving the 4x2. There is also an option of a 4x4, and that too comes with an option of a 9-speed automatic transmission. So finally I get to drive the new Jeep Meridian. So this vehicle comes in basically 2 variants, a limited and a limited O. I must tell you, this vehicle is really huge in size, yet it's so easy to drive. We drove the limited O 4x2 variant of the Jeep Meridian. The vehicle has a length of 4769 mm, a width of 1859 mm, a height of 1698 mm, and a wheelbase of 2782 mm. It has a fuel tank capacity of 60 liters and a curb weight of 1816 kgs. The new Jeep Meridian, in spite of being a biggish 3-row SUV, is a pleasure to drive in the sense it handles so well on both the tarmac as well as off-road. The comfortable ride can be attributed to the first-in-segment completely independent front and rear suspension setup. The SUV gets frequency selective damping and the hydraulic rebound stopper to ensure a smooth and comfortable drive. There is no dearth of power too. Since it has the highest power to weight ratio among vehicles in its segment, it is quick on the take. It takes around 10.8 seconds to do a 0 to 100 km per hour sprint. It can attain a top speed of 198 km per hour according to the company. Besides, it has a turning radius of just about 5.7 meters. The Jeep Meridian is powered by a 2-liter turbocharged diesel engine that generates around 170 HP at 3750 RPM and a maximum torque of 350 Newton meters, which is available between 1750 to 2500 RPM. Fuel economy according to ARAI certification is around 15.7 kilometers per liter for this automatic variant. Safety features include 360-degree camera, tire pressure monitoring system, and 6 airbags in the front and rear seats. With disc brakes on all 4 wheels, the vehicle comes with electronic roll mitigation system that helps prevent body roll at high speeds and also protects the SUV against rollovers during sharp turns. Then it has traction control system and electronic stability control system. Overall, the Meridian has all the makings of a great 3-row SUV with the Jeep DNA to back it. It's definitely a solid and capable vehicle in every sense.